Guys, welcome to another Geonet podcast. Today is a really, really special podcast because we're about to actually witness what happens when you move to Bali as an investor and what can happen as far as ROI is concerned, what the journey could be for an investor here, what's awaiting you, and what are the possibilities. So we've got a very, very special guest, Mr. John Bernard.
Hi guys, nice to see
John,
you.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate you here and giving us this time.
No problem.
Thank you for the hospitality because we're sitting in
Localita House.
The Localita House.
Yeah.
And this is really special. It's special. We do a lot of property marketing and a lot of due diligence for investors.
Yeah.
And we like to make sure that what we're actually giving as an option for investors that we've done a lot of due diligence on. How's the due diligence worked out for you?
Oh, I think the due diligence has been great. First of all, Craig, who introduced me to this place, and Dom and Craig as well, who built this great, this whole great community here. I think the due diligence was great. I think that Craig from your guys' side pinpointed what I was looking for, showed me 5 or 6 places, all were great, and I just kind of fell in love with this one and felt we could kind of put our, put our flavor in this house and add a little, we call it Cali Bali,
What is it?
Cali Bali, which is a little bit of California mixed with Bali, so that I made up my own little mix. So it's like it's Bali, but it's got a little Bali, but it's got we're from California, so obviously we think Cali Bali was a perfect little.
I like
little
it.
Name
That's where we can start.
For the style of what we do.
Really cool. But you came, obviously, to give us a bit of background on you. Give us a bit of background.
So a little background on me is we're in the modern furniture business. We have stores in New York, Miami, Chicago, Los Angeles, and what else did I say? Miami, obviously. I was researching Bali a little bit online and came here. It was great enough to meet Craig from your guys' office, and I seriously, he was a real pivotal point for me making a decision to actually buy here.
Yeah.
But I just kind of came here. I came here a long time ago and just kind of reintroduced myself to it. Yeah. And I just fell in love with it. From being from California and having the high taxes and having, everything's super expensive in California. Hey, I love it, but it's very pricey. Especially property taxes in California out of sight. So coming here, it's just. Everything about it I love. The beach clubs, the restaurants, the people. The Indonesian people here are beautiful people. Yeah. And that's a huge part of it. Sure coming here and having these wonderful people from Indonesia greet you and take care of you, and that's a big part of it. And then finding this great architectural property that I thought we could put our flavor on. Yeah. And for all those reasons and reasonably to buy. Not necessarily cheap, not over expensive, but really reasonable to buy here. For that part, I think that was our biggest reason for investing here. And like you had mentioned, the ROIs. Just in the first 2 months, we're at 98%. Occupancy.
That's tough, right?
We went with house. We went with house reservations is who we decided to go with, and they hired Bali Interiors to come in here and shoot the whole house and help promote it in social media and whatnot. Yeah. And that's really also, I think, kind of catapulted us to get these great bookings.
The management company is also on par, right?
The management company is definitely on point. Very happy with them.
Fantastic. Yeah. But for you come here quite regularly. You've been back now. So take us through. You received the keys, right?
Yeah.
How much time before then had you invested? And this was. Yeah. This is a first time overseas investing. So what was that like?
I think that for us it wasn't too scary to me because the process was made real simple by your guys was made real simple to introduce us to the attorney here that helped us, with the land lease. And I think a lot of people get confused, like, well, land lease. Oh, I don't want to own a land lease. And, but it's actually really simple, process once you learn a little bit more about it. And obviously land lease, and you can renew the land lease after 10 or 15 years. But just for me, just I'm from California. In my town, we live in Laguna Beach. The cheapest thing in the market's $2 million. So, can you imagine what $2 million to buy here? Buying buying, in here for 300,000, you can get a USD, you can get a fantastic villa.
Like more than Hollywood, right?
Yeah, more than Hollywood. It's great. We also own houses in Miami as well, which and we just recently bought in Tulum, and so that we're just kind of expanding, doing some other things. Bali we have 2, this one, and we're also building one in Jimbaran Bay.
Yeah.
And then in Tulum we have 2, and it's funny. The one in Tulum is actually a Bali architect. So they're trying to bring Bali to Tulum.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Tulum
right?
and Bali very similar.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear.
Yeah.
I have a friend that's also investing out there. He's bought a hotel out there, and he came out here and bought 6 properties through us.
Yeah.
Has been here many years ago and says, Mark, if you guys are really building what I think you're building, I'll take 6, because he just needed to put money into something. His money was not earning him anything.
Yeah.
He works literally, 16 hours a day. Banking it. Yeah. And now we're making more money out of it.
For sure.
And it's a great process because you have high occupancy here.
Yeah.
Was that your expectation?
Well, no, I wasn't expecting to be 98% booked the first, 2 or 3 months of I was happy. The minute we left, it just was full throttle, boom. So I was actually quite surprised, that, because we do vacation rentals as well in America. In our Miami house, we have houses in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the booking rate isn't nearly what we're seeing here.
Yeah,
and I just think, why it's really reasonable to come here. It's the flights aren't expensive.
Yeah.
It's the food's great, when you see the bill, you're like, are you serious?
Yeah.
A massage here I get a massage every day here. It's one of the reasons I came here.
Yeah, exactly.
A place right down the street, the Temple Spa, I love it. And I go there every day, and it's $10 for a massage, and it's unbelievable. It's not like, you're getting a poor massage because you're paying $10. You're getting the same massage you get at home, actually better.
That's right.
So for me, and that's what I love about it.
But it seems like you've really assimilated to possibly staying here longer term as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right now we're kind of coming in. You're right. I've been here 5 times in the last year. That's the flights. It's a long flight, 20-hour flight. I get ready to get on a flight in about 6 hours here back home as well. So yeah, we definitely plan. I think you brought up a great point because hey, I'm in my I'm 60 and heading towards the last leg of life, and you want to I'm the same as you said as your friend is like working nonstop, 12, 14 hours a day, getting on the 405 freeway, driving up to my office in LA from Laguna Beach every day. It's brutal, and instead of like saying, okay, work super hard, let's relax and have a little fun and not work 12 hours a day, work, I think also great about here, and you see another fantastic thing about Bali is just people nomads, and that you can pretty much, there's a lot of things I can do from sitting right there at that table.
Yeah, that's
so, with the way the world has changed through COVID, I think it's opened everybody's eyes about homeschooling or all these things, all the mobile work and mobile work that you don't necessarily be in an office to get the job done. You can do just as good of a job remotely. And obviously there's some jobs that you need to be in the office, but if I could continue to carve out a life for us here that we could still work remotely, but with this environment, that would be amazing.
And it is an environment in Bali that just seems to immediately connect people to a better version of themselves. That's my experience. That's the experience that all of my friends and family come here with. And so we see people in their droves coming into to invest in it because they do think that they'll get out here a lot more often. But also their money's not as welcome, it seems, in investing in the Western countries. So what we see is you put the right property together, you put the right developer into that project, you make sure that they build something that is going to go into a very high occupancy area, but also you can make it homely so that the investor himself can spend time here.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And so what
I mean, like you brought it up, like quality. Like this is a quality build. These guys, Craig and Don, built a quality. It's a quality project.
Yeah.
You know, I live in Laguna Beach. I have a quality house. I know quality, and I think, you know, Craig, being from Australia, brought that Australia piece of his Australia building experience here, and I think he's done an amazing job. With the qualities there. I mean, terrazzo floors throughout. You know, and if we try to do terrazzo floors in California now, the rate is about $70 a square foot to do terrazzo floors. I mean, so this whole house, to give you an idea, this whole house would probably be $150,000 just do the floors.
Just to do the floors.
Yeah. So, you know, but I think you're right. You know, for me, it's like an exhale when I get off the plane and I get here and I start going to a beach club and watching the sunset, having a cocktail. For me, it's like a big exhale because otherwise, you know, I'm in the grind every day, dealing with problems nonstop. And I think this is one of the big reasons I invested here. I'm sure a lot of people, just need an escape.
Yeah.
Need escape. It might be an escape and then a forever escape.
It's a pressure valve, isn't it? It's a pressure valve. You just want to relax.
Yeah.
Like you said, an exhale. And at the same time, you know that your money is being put into a great place. We do choose these properties based on the developer's previous experience, based on their choice of location. Is there a match for what they're building to what the market demands? Those are the three things, but we also want to make sure that the price is on point as well. So would you say you're making a good ROI percentage-wise for what you bought to what's coming in?
Yeah, I think right now the ROI for what we bought, you know, is really good. You know, we're seeing anywhere from about 4,000 to 6,000, 7,000 a month USD. You know, so I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. That's a great number. I mean, I think it has a little bit to do with, you know, that come from the furniture business. We do interior design. We've been doing this for a long time. We brought a lot of things in our suitcases that are in this, you know, in this house, all the books, all the art, you know, all the furniture you're sitting on. We actually made it ourselves. You know, Mod Shop is the name of our company, and we made it and also had it shipped here by container. So, you know, but then with that said, we also are big fans of Medium. I don't know if you know Medium. I'll give him a plug, but he does the lamps and a lot of the. He's a local guy.
You've actually got a lot of attention to detail here.
Yeah.
When I walk in, it feels like somebody's home.
Yeah. And that's what we want. That's what we want everybody to think when they walk in.
Not only somebody's home, but somebody's home and they got class.
Yeah. Well, I think what you said is it's thought out. You know, I give my wife credit for that because I'm more the creative guy. I'll create these pieces and stuff, and she's like, I'm the architect. She builds the house, so she's the one that makes it all look beautiful. I'm kind of a crazy guy that'll create stuff and throw stuff, and she'll go, hey, just calm down and nobody calm down.
It's gonna work.
I've just been that way my whole life. I'm just always thinking, creating, or you know, in the middle of a sentence, come up with something else and go, I was just talking to you about this. Why do you think about this? And I go, during the same conversation, in my mind thought about something else creative, you know. So, but she's really great at, like, you know, just putting little things together so it feels homey and it makes you feel like, oh my God, this is, you know, like every little spot in here, we thought it out.
Yeah.
We just didn't slap something on the wall because there's an open wall there. We thought out.
I can see that. Like when you walk into here, it just feels like there's a plan, but there's also just so much taste. Even some of these little pictures that you've picked out, they leave a homely feeling. And again, Tulum influences Bali. Bali influences Tulum.
Absolutely.
There's a bit of that.
Absolutely. I see a lot of people using the Tulum reference in Bali, like a Tulum villa. You know, and I think then the same thing. I think Tulum's biting on Bali and Bali's biting on Tulum. And they're very similar in ways that they both have beach clubs. They both have a great nightlife. They have great restaurants. They have great architecture. They're affordable. And you know, and they have great workout and yoga and all that stuff that Bali has. You know, because Bali's known for that whole thing. So is Tulum. It's interesting. These two things could be
they're almost
together.
parallel
One's
universes.
In Mexico, one's in Mexico, one's in Indonesia. And like I think with these here, we just wanted people to feel like a beat, like those are places people want to go. We all want to go to Capri, Miami, Malibu, Bondi. We have these that we all want to go there. So we want to put places up that people want to like float to and go, God, I wish I'm here, but I got to put those on my list too. Remind people there's so much to see in our lifetimes in this world.
This is what we're seeing. Just this morning, I was in a Zoom presentation with an investor who's bought her dream houses, has now realized that her dream houses aren't necessarily making the right amount of money, but she's now divesting. A lot of Australians are pulling their money out of Australia and saying, long term, I can see myself needing to think about cash flow rather than equity.
And that's exactly why we're here. I mean, it's a big reason. You hit it on the nail on the coffin. You know, that's exactly why we're here, because we look at this. If I don't work as hard, then I don't make as much money. Okay, but if we have these investments here and these are flowing in, like my wife was reading me things. She goes, Villa 1 will pay for your vacation to Bali. Villa 2 will pay for your mortgage back home. You know, she was reading me this thing. It was so where my head's at. Same thing with Tulum. You know, hey, we've got 2 houses in Tulum and 2 here. Now we'll probably buy a 3rd and a 4th here as time goes on, or sell something like you said, like take our money out of, you know, I've got a lot of real estate in California and Miami, and we just sold a house in New York, and that house in New York sells. We took some of that money and kind of diversified it, brought it here. You know, so I think that for me, it's like, you know, these are breadwinners, you know, breadwinner houses. As long as you do it right and you don't, you know, keep your reviews high. I mean, I think our guy that handles the house does a great job, and I think that's important to make sure the guests are happy and they're leaving happy and they're writing 5-star reviews. Because the last thing you want is get a 3-star, 2-star, and then it just humbles you.
That's right.
You know, so you got to really watch that part of it too.
That's a very, very big thing that we have to take into account when it comes to our investors, that they're paired together with a management team that are severely professional. And severely professional, because there is choice in Bali as far as where to stay. But you're right. You need to have a house that is maintained. Or a villa that is maintained, an investment property that is maintained. It also needs to have a very sharp marketing team.
No, for sure. That's why, you know, house reservations really pushed me hard to hire Bali. I'm sure you're familiar with Bali Interiors. They're a great outfit, and I'm a big marketer. So I said, you know, hey, this is going to be, I think it was $2,500 or something like that. And most people were like, oh, $2,500. And I was like, done. Let's do this. Because these guys will come in, they'll photograph it correctly, they'll showcase it correctly, and it's only going to benefit us in the long run. The better the photos of your property, as long as the photos match up with what's really here, and I think we do, then I think that's so critical from a marketing standpoint, a social media standpoint, and you know, just from our website, to have really well photographed product of our house, you know, our villa here, and that when people walk in, what they see is what they get. Sometimes you get, you know,
that's very
tricky
true.
photography.
Very true.
You know,
these are the photos.
We're not trying to do like elongated, like this living room is like, you know, bigger than it really is.
It's a ballroom.
You know, but I think, you know, obviously social media, you know, when I was younger, social media didn't exist. Now social media is everything.
But when it turned up, how good was that?
It was good.
It was good. My mind just went, this is not about friends.
It is.
This is about marketing. But I want to go over those numbers again. 6, 7, 8.
I'd say 6,000 to 8,000 a month is what this bill is bringing in.
That's phenomenal. That's USD.
USD.
That's
USD.
a hell of an income.
And you know, I mean, hopefully it continues. I mean, I know we're going in December, January, so I mean, I'm sure we'll have some months that'll be in the 4s.
Well, we've got 4 peak seasons. In Bali. 4 peak seasons. So I think you're good. I think you're good. Historically speaking, 4 peak seasons. This is low season right now.
I can tell because it seems quiet, you know, around here.
It seems quiet, but believe me, in Seminyak, it's still 82%.
No. I went to Seminyak for dinner. I went to the Grumpy Butcher, which, by the way, is a phenomenal place. And another reason why I come here for these great little quirky little cool little places like the Grumpy Butcher. The name from a marketing stamp couldn't be more perfect. And we went to, you know, I'm a huge fan of Potato Head. You know, when I first came here, I entrenched myself in Potato Head. Why this thing's getting built, that was my second home. And I think what those guys have done, a couple of my buddies know the owners, you know, back in California, and I mean, what they've done for Bali as far as cleaning it up, as far as recycle, as far as sustainability, those guys have, you know, set the trend, the vision to push more people to do that here. And I think, you know, somebody might say about, oh, Bali polluted and all this stuff, and I think it's not. I think actually people have really taken big steps in saying, there's a beautiful island, let's keep it that way.
During COVID, a lot of things became more magnified. And what became more magnified was how lucky that everybody felt that they were still here. Those of us that stayed. And there was incredible group networking sessions, mastermind sessions,
Yeah.
with government all levels, with
Yeah.
expats all levels, with hospitality all levels, and all together, that created incredible promises to each other and networks that began to go, oh, when this comes back, we've got to be on point again. We've got to be way ahead of where we are. This is our opportunity. This is our opportunity to put something in place, or to put many, not just policies, but incentives for cleaning up. There's great incentives now for cleaning up. Island-wide. And also some really good businesses now behind doing so.
So when you walk into a place and say, hey, sorry, that plastic bottle, can't bring it in. You know, and I respect that. You know, at Potato Head, you can't bring any plastic in there. It's against it. The plastic they're making is to make furniture out of.
How cool is that?
Out of those machines. It's amazing.
How cool is that?
You know, I just think, you know, I think I think those kind of people that have come, like the Potato Head, not only the architecture of the place is insane, but what they did to start, you know, I don't know if they're probably one of the you know, pivotal people out there that really set a trend to say, hey, this is a beautiful place. Let's keep it that way. You know, and they've invested big money, and you walk through that door and it says Potato Head, but really it's like sustainability. Sustainability head.
Okay.
You know, it's like, to me, it's like when I walked in, I was so blown away by their whole concept, and from the time to check in through, you know, it was just everything that they stand for. It just was fantastic.
It's really special. It's really, really special.
And I think people from America really, really will, you know, anybody from America is going to invest here.
If you do go through Potato Head, it's good to actually enjoy the walk through. We see those machines and how they're recycling all the plastic, and see the you know, 10,000 sandals that they made a roof out of. You know, it's it's in
sustainability.
A 5-star facility.
A 5-star facility, sustainability yet beautiful. You know.
So that's been really good. Your experience with the build. Take me through that.
I mean, with this build, different than Jimbron, because Jimbron's a build that I've, you know, just bought it when it was just almost a plot. So watching that build, this build was a little different because this house was, the whole structure was kind of up. So I was only through maybe the 4 or 5 months of the last.
So lucky.
4 or 5 months of the last.
It was the last one.
But I can honestly say that, you know, Dom and Craig and Tina, I should say, I can't forget Tina. But I mean, I just think that they made the process really seamless for me. You know, by the time we came in, they were a little bit behind. So we just got out of their hair, went back to Potato Head for 2 or 3 days, because we flew all the way here, and like my wife was like, hey, we're here. We're here, we're on a mission. We had containers coming in. We had like, it was all planned.
We're on the schedule, people.
We had 4 suitcases filled of all sorts of little goodies and books and you know, artwork that we rolled up, because we you know, went to a local Bali, you know, framer to frame everything. So we were like ready to go, and she was chomping the bit. She wanted to get in and pump this thing out. You know, so but they, you know, they were 2-3 days behind, but it's like we just got out of their hair for 2 or 3 days. But I think, you know, make sure you're with a builder or a developer that, you know, has a good reputation, and it's going to deliver you a great product, and B, you know, deliver it as close to on time as possible. Let's face it. I mean, anybody that's built a house knows that, you know, oh, the house can be done June 1st. Well, that's probably not going to happen.
If it's
There's going to be some bumps on the road, and then here you're dealing with weather. You know, so you have some rainy seasons and stuff that might delay it, but all in all, I mean, my experience was really good. And I'll know more about this Jimbron project, you know, that we're working on, and hopefully, you know, I see it coming together. It seems to be a little slower than these guys were, you know, but, you know, you just gotta bunker up and just realize, hey, you know, it may not go to plan, and you just, you know, don't freak yourself out about it. You know, like any house that anybody builds, like 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be built on time. But this one was within a month. Within 1 month of the
actual. Right. So I mean, this is pretty smooth. What was your experience like with Geonet?
Well, because, you know, main guy I met, you know, been to was with Craig, and you know, he made it also really seamless, like you said, like, you know, and I told him what I was looking for, and the type of look and the type of architecture that I was more, you know, that I liked. I think he got it. He listened to me, and then he enveloped out these 5 places we looked at. Like I said, I liked all 5. This one kind of really caught my eye. I really liked it because I liked the open field in front of us for now, and I know that may not be forever. Somebody may build on there tomorrow, but for right now, I love it, and I love Umalas, where this property sits.
It's a great little. I call this the. The golden triangle area because it's right between all the right places. Seminyak, Canggu, Brava. I'm there, but I'm not part of it. Right?
No, it's great. I think that's you can go into the chaos of Canggu, which is, don't get me wrong, Canggu's great. We almost, the first one that we tried to buy was there, but it just didn't work out. Was literally right in the heart, But being outside a little bit, like you just said, I can pop to Seminyak. I can. Brava is a piece of cake when you're on a Vespa and you go through the shortcut, and then Canggu, obviously depending on what night you're going to go down there. It can be, but you can get in and you can get out. So it gives you a little bit of peace and quiet here. But when you want to, go get loud and have fun and have some drinks,
it's totally underrated, this area.
Boom, right there. Or you can go to Atlas, or you can go to Finn's, or
and again, you're talking about a 90% occupancy or 90+% occupancy in an area that not many people really know about.
And I like up and coming areas, and that's why I picked this area. I thought it was, there was something about it that pushed my buttons, and I love that there's a couple small restaurants right here. Not a lot, but great ones. So for me, it was and again, just the architecture just grabbed me. And I knew, and my wife knew. We looked in here and said, we can dial this place. We can make this. We can make this place badass.
Wow!
And that's kind of where our mind was thinking, and I think that's we just in our mind mind starts cranking. We visualize what we could do here once it was done.
Fantastic. So you're in for one, you're in for a third, you're in for a fifth.
Yeah, for sure. I think as time goes on, and I think that with whether we sell something or don't sell something in America, I mean, obviously, we have, some properties there that we can probably sell if we wanted to and move that money here. And that definitely probably is a game plan. If this trend continues, what we're seeing, which is, I'm very happy with the trend I'm seeing right now on the ROIs. Like you said, we're getting great ROIs. It's not just on a pamphlet. Oh, your ROIs are 14, 15%. I mean, we're seeing those ROIs happening for real. So, from that standpoint, I feel much better, especially the 3 months. There's only third month of rental.
Right.
So, as long as you said, the key thing I think with any rental, make sure that if you want to rent it, take good photos, invest in marketing materials, invest in guys like these guys over here, photographers and videographers and people that can really
push you to the top of the
sell
algorithm.
The story on your house. Because we have a story. Our story is Cali, Bali. Our story is, we're bringing a little bit of California to Bali. So, and we're from California, but we're bringing a little flavor. A little Cali flavor is going to come here. I mean, and that's been a lot of fun to do.
You do realize now you can say as seen in Forbes. Do you know that?
Bali?
No, as seen in Forbes, this villa.
Oh, it was in Forbes?
Was in Forbes.
It was? I didn't even know that. It was not.
I swear to God.
Well, send me the thing. I didn't even know.
As seen in Forbes.
This villa?
This villa.
Oh, really? When?
It's actually currently featured.
Oh, God, I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
Didn't know that.
So,
I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
So Forbes wrote an article on Geonet, wrote an article about us being in a perfect storm here in Bali for international investment. And in that, the synopsis of it, right, is your money is being dragged into the mire over in your country. You've gone through rate hikes. Same
in the U.S.
Same in the U.S. Same in Canada. Same in Germany. Same in the U.K. But here our main audience in Australia have been through 12 consecutive rate rises, and another one's coming.
Oh yeah, I think that one's probably coming for us too. I mean, the family that's here, they're from Australia, they're from Sydney, and it's just rate hikes.
Right. And so the perfect storm is invest your money into a cash flow positive investment. Deal with the right
Invest
developer.
in a place that makes people happy.
Yeah.
This place makes you happy.
It does.
And you brought up a good thing about international. I mean, to me, another big pull for me coming here is it's so interesting. You get people from all over the world. I mean, you get people from Australia, you get people from America, you get people from, Indonesia, from Singapore, from pulling in people coming from Jakarta.
Yeah.
You've got, Japanese, Indians, just such a mix. And I think that's another
Helps you
thing.
to love life and humanity over there.
Yeah. I mean, if you go to we had a bunch of people over the other night, some of the crew over here, and there was just such an interesting mix of people from all over the world. And I think that's a real big pull for anybody who wants to come to Bali, is that you're going to meet people from every sector of the world, and I think that's a lot more interesting than just no disrespect to Californians or Americans or Australians, or there's a lot of Australians here, but just nice to have a mixed bag of all these different people with all these different cultures and all these different stories that it's almost like reading a book.
It is true. It is true. That's also true. There's a romance about that. That you can fall back in love with humanity. Through really finding them in their best element.
No, it is for sure.
I really want to thank you for trusting us at Geonet, and trusting Craig, and then trusting these developers, and coming over here and inviting us into your beautiful home.
Thanks for telling
investment.
I know, great. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it, and thanks for letting me know about Forbes. I had no idea.
So I wanted to go into that just quickly.
Okay.
We're in Forbes right now, and this is one of the photos that we included.
Well, thanks for including us in that photo.
How good is that? My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks,
guys. Like and subscribe. Thank you for joining with us. There's plenty more to come, but we'd love to talk to you about ROI. We'd love to talk to you about making money in Bali. We would love to make sure that your investment strategy is on point, and we have all the right network, all of the right team to help you with that. And it's a pleasure for us all the time to hear what your strategy is. And according to your strategy, it's worked out a treat.
I'd say 2 words: buy Bali.
Buy in Bali. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Eric, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.